senior day, but senior day coming up, just how do you kind of describe your emotions going into this one?
It's pretty surreal, to be honest. I feel like every year, the past 3 years is like, oh, this is probably going to be my last one, but this is definitely going to be my last one. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I'm not scared to go out there and be like, man, I'm going to miss everything. Like, no, I'm just taking it one day at a time. And hopefully that at one point in my life, I could coach for ECU and just be around the environment a little bit more. But if I can't do that, and this is my last time, for sure being around, then yeah, it'll be a little bit sad. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So we aren't getting seventh year Teagan Wilk?
No, definitely not.
It feels like it wasn't that long ago we were standing on the field after NC State, and I asked you what it felt like to be back in a Pirate uniform, and I think you got a little choked up there. So what has this season just been like for you to come back to a place that you call home?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything that I, imagined what it was going to be when I, came back. And I think that has a really big, saying towards Coach Harrell and, what he's doing for this program itself. I think that he puts a lot of emphasis on the seniors, and I think that's a good thing to an extent because, like, this is everybody's last go around. You want to make everybody feel special going at it, and it gives the young guys, something to play for when they don't necessarily know the stakes for it, if you know what I mean. Like, as a young guy, you don't necessarily understand that this really is your last time going to be playing football in Dowdy. And I think that all the older guys right now, pouring that into the young guys, I think that everybody's feeding into it, and it's becoming a good thing.
All senior day is obviously special, but this one's going to be a bit more with the conference implications of this game. Have you guys kind of just talked about, how important this one is and just what it's going to be like going out there?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what's going around the team right now is this is the next game on the schedule. You don't want to make any game too big as it is. It's definitely one that we want to win. It's one that has been circled on our calendar for a while because Memphis has been a good team in our conference, and you always look forward to playing the best teams in the conference. But I mean, it's just another game. You know what I mean? We can't go into it, being too high. If we do that, everybody's gonna be doing stuff that you don't normally do.
Speaking on Memphis, man, the last couple of times you guys ran into them, it's been some insane games. Just you kind of expecting that same kind of environment on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, whether we win by 45 or we win by 1, I mean, it's going to be, I expect the same thing from, the fans and, the whole, Pirate Nation in terms of, the support for us and, what we're going to give back to y'all. And it's like we're not going to quit no matter what. Like I said, if it's 45-0 or if we win by 1, we're going to play the same intensity. We're gonna fight to the end like we always will, and we just hope that we have the support from y'all, and we hope that Dowdy's rowdy.
They like to hit a lot of explosive plays, especially in the run game. So you being a safety and a safety plays low downhill very well. Do you kind of embellish that this is a team that likes to pop off long runs and you get to go make some open field tackles?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I feel like every team now you see is just talk about controlling the run game, and obviously defensively we love stopping the run. Their offense, loves running the ball, and it's just we got to go in one play at a time. I mean, you can't go in thinking that you're gonna hold them to -1 yards rushing. I mean, you just got to go in one play at a time. Do your job and then get out of there.
As defense, how do you prepare for either their quarterback's going to be out, he's going to be banged up, or it's going to be their backup? How do you kind of prepare for that going into this week?
Well, usually you just go in, preparing for both. Having two kind of similar game plans and changing some stuff up between each quarterback. But I mean, we hope that their best players play. I don't hope that anybody is sitting out. I hope we can play against the best players and we can play our best game.
What have you guys learned from these big games you've already had this year, State, BYU? What have you guys learned from those that you can try to take into this game?
Yeah, I think that's something that we have one step up on. I think most teams is that we had a pretty tough schedule, in my opinion, in terms of like the type of competition that we played. But I mean, it's only good for us. It doesn't hurt us in any way. I think we've been on the big stage plenty of times this year, and I think that, like I said before, like you don't want to play too far over your shoulders, and you just got to do your job. And I feel like throughout this whole season, everybody has been coming together and doing their 1/11th on the field.
Can you describe the balance between the fun you guys are having as a team, but also like when to take it serious and how this staff has been able to implement that?
Yeah, I actually seen your tweet on that, and I think that's one of the things that makes me really love being here is that I wake up every single morning and I'm so excited to come into the facility, not just because of I get to play football, but because I'm around people that are just so fun to be around. And I think that like you don't get that everywhere, and you don't get that outside of football. Probably most times you go to work, and I think that just the staff being able to come in here and have a great time, but being able to lock in right when you get on the field, that's a special thing, and you don't see that like ever.
This team has only missed one chance to score when they get in the red zone this whole year. I mean, what do you see from them that's so tough when they get in that area?
I mean, I think they're just a good, talented, disciplined football team. I don't think that it's anything crazy special in terms of their scheme and stuff like that. I think they're just like a hard-nosed team. Just do the right things. They're extremely disciplined in terms of doing their jobs. So it's a good challenge for us, but we always look forward to stuff like this. Coach Aldridge always says, they give us an inch, or if we have an inch, we're going to defend it, regardless of what it is. Whether they're backed up, we're backed up. No matter where we go on the field, if you want to play in the parking lot, you just let us know.
Appreciate it, Teagan.